Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And I forgot to put the notes up, so I don't know what we're talking about. Happy Saturday, and on today's show we're talking about will we get to see Black Panther 2 this year?
And will we also be seeing Christopher Walken cast in Dune Part Two?
And Loki Season 2 begins filming in June, which is very exciting. All this and so much more coming up on today's show. My gosh, Navi won't sit still, you guys.
She's gotten pretty antsy. I mean, the good thing is that she's obviously feeling a little bit better, so she feels more comfortable moving around.
I suppose.
But we're still like, Navi, don't move, stay. And then she sits down, and as soon as we take our eye off of her, she gets up and starts walking around again.
Yeah, so before we get into all the topics, we want to say, of course, happy Saturday, and thank you for joining us. We are sorry for starting a little bit late. Hold on, there's a bot in the chat. Nobody click on it. Or if you do anything, report them. I'm going to go ahead and just block them.
Oh.
Go.
There we go. Do you want me to report? Inappropriate.
Yes, report them. Sorry, guys.
Wow, I have to admit, we got a bot in there pretty fast.
They must be bored or something. On a Saturday, you have nothing else better to do. But we want to thank you guys all so much for joining us last stream when we just did kind of a hangout with Navi. She had her surgery. And we would like to keep you guys up to date because we feel like it's really not the movie couple stream without like a little bit of Navi talk.
Mm-hmm.
So she had her surgery. Oh, I do have quite a bit to update actually. So she had her surgery on Monday, which you guys know about. And then you guys kind of saw her on the floor, recovering on Wednesday. She's still definitely very much recovering. Her 2 stitches, the one that we were actually most worried about on the side, is actually healing a lot better than I expected. The one that's having a really hard time healing is the one up on over the right shoulder, because she got a couple of scratches in. We went outside for a walk, so when I was like making sure there's no other dogs around, she got a couple of scratches in before I was able to stop her, which the good thing is she didn't pop any of her stitches because I rushed her to the vet the next morning. But she is bleeding a little bit from there because also from the movement and where the suture is. So the vet said it was fine. Don't worry about it. She is on antibiotics. She is on ibuprofen. She's got pain meds. She's got some anti-inflammatory stuff. So she's okay, but we do have her bandaged up, so she won't be on the stream today because I don't want to pick her up and I don't want to move her. And then the lab result came back for the tumor that was removed. Really, really good news. It is not malignant, which is good. There is no cancer. That I was really, really worried about that. The vet, I feel like he was also slightly worried, slightly concerned.
Yeah.
So I am really happy to hear that that is okay. But we have some gauze and stuff like placed there and bound, so it doesn't like bleed all over the place. But like I hate to see every time what's the word? Like it starts to scab over. She's wanting to scratch at it because I think some of the other parts are healing. You know how when you have a cut and it's starting to heal and it's itchy?
A little itchy. But then she's also now getting into the habit of wanting to like shake a little bit more and like rub on the ground. And I'm like, no, stop it.
Yeah. So I feel like she did that when we were out today.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we want to thank you guys all for your support.
Thank you all for your support, your love, your well wishes, all of the love that you've shown Navi. We really do appreciate it. And Navi appreciates it too, huh?
Yeah, she's
like, yeah.
Begrudgingly, she's like, get this thing off of me. Look, I don't even have the cone of shame on her right now because she's so much more lively without it. When I put it on, she seems so depressed.
Then maybe we should be putting it on her more often because then she'd be less lively, which is what we're trying to get her to be.
When we're not home or we're not able to like keep an eye on her, if I'm in the kitchen, I'm cleaning and I can't we're literally watch her every few seconds, then yes, the cone is on her. When we go to sleep, the cone is on her. Right now for the next hour with you guys, she's right here next to us. But if you hear us yelling off to the side,
that's why.
We're yelling at her to making sure that she's not doing anything weird.
But
Let's
speaking
see.
of love and support, we do have a few super chats and a few and a sticker.
And a sticker from Nikita.
Thank you so much, everyone. So our
Thanks,
first
Nikita.
super chat comes from Marvin Martin.
All right.
Thank you so much, Marvin, for your super chat.
Thank you.
So we've got some recommendations.
Sound them off.
Oh, so we've got Steedman's Skandar and the Unicorn
Unicorn
and
Thief.
Unicorn Thief.
Who's stealing unicorns?
Imagine there being enough unicorns in the world that you could have to actually be concerned about a unicorn thief.
How dare they?
You want to read the
dare
next
they?
one?
Yes. Let's see. Bardugo's Lives of the Saints. Ooh, we know that's a follow-up from Shadow of Bone because Shadow and Bone because of the Saints. And Marvin's asking if you could create your own kaiju or Dune-like alien or kaiju/Dune universe. My own kaiju. A really giant Navi. That'll cute everybody to death.
I'm actually surprised that you wouldn't have picked a giant Falcor.
Because
Then
I
you
want
can
him
just
to
go
be
up and be
tiny
like,
and
Falcor.
that'd be cute too. But then I want to be also same size, not bigger, so I can like
Give him big hugs.
yeah.
So you would have a giant Navi and a teeny tiny Falcor.
Are you gonna stay put? She's on the move.
No,
Navi's
she's
on the
moving
move.
around. Navi, lay down.
Sit.
Come on,
Can
lay
you sit?
down. So let me think here. If
Ayan,
I wanted to
Navi.
make a giant kaiju,
Stay put.
what would I mean? That's actually a really interesting question because I think a giant Navi would be super cute.
But in the
A
forms of
giant
like a real
Falcor.
kaiju.
I mean, what's out there that hasn't really already been done, from Godzilla
Mothra.
to Mothra to pretty much anything in the Godzilla universe, you know, and also
Praying
King
mantis.
Kong and everything that they did in Kong Skull Island. Having a pet kaiju praying mantis would be pretty cool. You'd have to have
And
some
deadly.
and deadly, but and you know when they're done mating, the female eats the praying mantis's head.
We're just gonna have one kaiju. I don't want a whole army swarm of kaiju. I just want one. And that's why I want to pick Falcon. I want to pick Navi because it's cuddly, and I don't have to worry about
The giant Navi would
cannibalism.
kind of be like Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yes. Yes.
But like a lot
Cuter.
bigger and cuter.
Cuter. Yeah, absolutely. Let us know what you guys' personal kaiju would be if you could have one. As we move on to the next.
Actually, I like what Ricardo's saying.
Yes.
Is that he would actually do the opposite, which would be a mini Godzilla. I would actually have, like, if you had like a little mini Godzilla pet, that would actually be kind of cool.
Little pocket size.
A little pocket-sized Godzilla.
That'd be so cute. Nikita, again, thank you so much for the sticker. It's a little unicorn. She knows me so well. Thank you so much. And
The last unicorn. I don't know how that song actually goes.
The last unicorn.
Yeah, something like that.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. Don't ask
It's
me to
been
sing the
a
whole
few
song.
years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Luke is watching all the way from Australia. Thank you so much
Hi,
for
Luke.
joining. Hello. Let's see. Anthony says off to work, but wanted to say hi and have a wonderful day. Thank you, and have a safe time going to work, and have a good day at work. Okay, moving on.
To the next super chat by
Oh, Chris.
Mendez.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
The man, the myth, the legend.
The plaid.
The plaid.
The plaid. Chris says, yes, welcome to Navi Talk. Everybody, we're renaming the show.
It's now Navi
Wipe
Talk.
everything. Take that Movie Couple Live and make it Navi Talk. Movie Couple, it'll be Navi. It'll say Navi Navi. Let's see. What will you be dressing up as at Star Wars Celebration? And what are you looking forward to the most? And see you there. Yes, we are going. Dustin will be with me on Thursday.
Yes, and maybe
I
Saturday.
have to buy him a ticket. I might have to buy him another ticket for Saturday. And I will be there all 4 days, or as much as I possibly can be. The panels that I am most looking for, aside from, walking the floor, I think that's everybody's, top thing. You want to go and check out some of the exclusive merch. I can't buy too much. Navi surgery was very expensive, and I got to save up for other things. I also, spent some money on Stray Kids, seeing them in June.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think I can buy too much, but I maybe will allow, I'm not buying a lightsaber. But I'm gonna...
Oh, but I would love to.
Well,
Chris
you
already
can
knows.
buy...
Chris already knows what lightsaber I want.
I'm restricting what I'm buying. I know it's the same bank account, but
it kind of does kind of filter through the same funnel.
Yes, but I am gonna. I have to. Not. I am gonna. I have to restrict myself a little bit. Allow myself
But I
one to
have
two
no
things.
willpower when it comes to buying
You do
things.
actually. You're pretty good.
I want to get that
the
Shadow Maul saber,
Shadow Maul saber,
which looks really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's the next lightsaber on my list. I think I'm gonna go dressed up one day as my Jedi refugee.
God, I thought you were gonna say Darth Vader. I'm like, don't
No.
do it. You've done it once at a con, and it's very uncomfortable.
Yes, and
Very
you actually don't get very far when you're dressed up as Darth Vader and you're going to either Comic-Con or I think I did it at
I'd leave you behind. I'd be like, I got point A, point B. I gotta go. We got things to do.
Every couple of steps, someone wants to take a picture with you, which is actually kind of cool. But if you want to actually explore and enjoy the con, it just makes the day super long.
Or you have to be kind of shut off and be like, no, sorry, I gotta go. Which
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
sucks because it's it's part of the whole package deal of dressing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's to take pictures and have photos taken, which is can be a fun part of it. The panels that I'm looking forward to, are they back?
Yeah, already. I got it.
Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna time them out.
There we go. It's like you really thought that you would think they would have something better to do today. But yeah, I mean, I'm so excited about also just the news that's going to be coming out from Celebration. I can't wait to hear what they have planned for the future of Star Wars. I can't wait to see Obi-Wan drop. I can't wait to see maybe a trailer for Ahsoka. They might not be done filming Ahsoka.
I think they just barely gone into production.
Yeah, so they probably don't have anything yet. Maybe some pictures, maybe some concept art, something. I want to see Ahsoka. So There's a lot of really fun things that I'm looking forward to for Celebration.
Why am I signed out of my Notion?
Notion?
Yeah.
What's Notion?
It's like a online bullet journal almost.
Oh, and is that where you actually took notes on which panel?
And I literally cannot remember my password because I change it so often.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that really weird combination of nothing makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Letters, numbers, and symbols. It literally does not make sense. So there's no hint at what I'm trying to remember. So give me a second because I stayed up until 1 a.m. last night. Trying to figure that was the right oh no, I did the wrong password. Anyways, I was trying to figure out which panels I was most interested in heading to. So hold on, guys.
And you have them all written down?
I'm not done.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of things that they're going to be doing at Celebration. I mean, it's the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th? And I don't think it's on Memorial Day, right? It's not on the 30th.
Memorial Day is the Monday, so...
So that is the last day?
No, Sunday's the last day.
Okay, so Sunday is the last day. I was wondering if they went all the way to Memorial Day weekend.
All right. I mean,
Memorial Day, sorry.
Okay. So here are some of the panels that I'm interested in seeing. There is on Friday the Lucasfilm Studio Showcase, which I think is just probably a fun way to kind of kick off the panel. I kind of want to be in the hall just to get a vibe of what it looks like in there, probably get some footage. And then I'm trying to be really selective. There is a Star Wars merchandise sneak peek from both Disney Parks and Shop Disney. However, that is at the exact same time as the Star Wars Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary panel. So I'm kind of screwed about that. So here's what we may do, because that is on Friday. Oh, you're not
No,
here.
I'm there on Thursday.
We can't split
Friday, I
the
can't
effort.
go.
Because one of them is going to be streamed and the other one isn't. The merchandise one isn't going to be streamed, but you know how I get with merchandise.
Dumb. You would think that the merchandise one would be streamed because they want people to go online and buy it.
No, I can see them, because the Attack of the Clones will be a more conversational driven, probably for the all the people who love the prequels. So I might want to see that, but we will see. And then this is a must-do for me. This panel is called Mando Plus, a conversation with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That is Saturday at 11 a.m. That is going to be streamed to the Galaxy and Twin Sun stages. So I guess, it's kind of, not overflow, but they have like the main stage where it's going to be live on, and then you can sit by some of the other stages, and they'll be streamed, so you can still see it, and you're not missing out. So it doesn't feel like the room's going to be. It will be standing room only probably, but if you can't get in, then you have other ways to see it.
Yeah.
And then the other one, there is behind the scenes of The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, and then Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2 panel. So those are the panels that I would like to hit. We will figure out how we're going to make that work.
And of course, Wendy does have a lot of super cute
I do.
Things to wear. Like,
I kind of want to wear...
You're wearing something.
I am, but I'm going to show off some other stuff too.
Yeah, because... that's right.
So I have
so much cool stuff from like her universe that I want more guy stuff.
Yeah, I know. They have a lot of our universe stuff now, though. Which you've gotten some. The ones that they send in that happens to be large. I'm like, here you go, because I can't wear it. Okay, so they have like this cardigan. I'll probably wear maybe on the first day. There's an Ahsoka Tano dress that I definitely want to be wearing. This is a cool Death Star TIE Fighter one. And then this is an oldie but a goodie.
This one's really cool.
Yeah.
That is a really cool
And it's got the
dress.
Rebel symbol there. So, but the only thing is that it's white.
Yeah, and you're going to be around a lot of people. You're going to be up and moving a lot. And yeah.
So, anyways,
but it's a risk. It's the risk you have to take in order to look super cute.
I don't know, man. Usually by like after day one of any con, I'm like, give me a t-shirt and stretchy pants. I am done looking cute because I'm there to work as well. It's not like I'm just there like woohoo. Like we have to produce content, create content, maybe live streams. So it's like I have to look cute, but I also want to.
I do have my awesome Mandalorian shirt on that my beautiful wife got me.
Yeah, no, you. Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, you bought it for me.
For you. That's right. That's right. What else was I gonna say? I am not into cosplaying at a con just because usually I have so many other things that I feel like I need to do. I just don't want to be worried about a costume, how it looks structurally, is it sound, and trying to like produce content and stuff like that. Like comfort comes first for me.
Maybe Disney. I mean, maybe do more of like a Disney bound.
Yeah.
So it's a little themed, but that's pretty much it. I learned my lesson from when I was Darth Vader, and it just did not work.
Oh,
well, it worked. It was cool, but then that's all you're able to do. Mm-hmm. So that has to be like your day is of cosplay, or you change out of the costume and then go back into the con.
Yes. And then we have.
But thank you so much, Chris, for that super chat.
Thank you so much, and you guys put in the chat if you are headed to Star Wars Celebration. If you're going all 4 days, if you're just going one day, and if the movie couple did a meet and greet at Downtown Disney, where you don't technically need a Disney park ticket or a Star Wars Celebration ticket to go and visit, would you guys be interested? Let us know, because we're trying to gauge interest, and if they're interested, then we'll do one. We've never done one before, but we would do one because we want to say hi to you guys. Okay.
We have one more.
Bono Lala has. Oh my gosh, good to see you, Black Bono. He hasn't scared us in a minute.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I should put those cards on here.
Can you?
I'll have to work on it.
Well, actually, I don't even know if we would hear. Oh no, we would hear it. You have it set up.
Yeah.
But
anyways, hey Wendy and Dustin. I'm surprised Michael Bay have not directed any Fast and Furious movies. Do you think he could do it? I absolutely think he can do it. I feel like that's very his realm of as far as cars, physical stunts, explosions, things like that. It's all the things that he does well at. Take a look at the movie Ambulance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of practical stunts, and I think with Fast and Furious, there obviously is a lot of cars, and when they do it practical, looks excellent.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he's interested in signing on to another franchise. He's done the franchise thing.
Yeah.
With
and he did all the Transformers, so... But... I mean, yeah, it's kind of like right up Michael Bay's alley to do a movie like The Fast and the Furious. And they're looking for a director right now. So it would be, I wouldn't be surprised if he does kind of step in. And I'm surprised also, like you said, that it's surprising that he hasn't done one yet.
Yeah.
I don't think if he doesn't do 10, I don't think they're going to do 11. They'll get him to do 11.
I think it would be silly for them to never have reached out to Michael Bay to begin with. I bet you they have, and either he's a busy man too.
Yeah, true.
I feel like, say what you will about I was gonna say the Fantastic, he didn't do that one. Say what you will about the Transformers series, like them, don't like them, that's definitely your prerogative, but having watched some like behind the scenes things that he shot, and I think one of my friends was like one of the is that word weird? Camera operators on one of the Transformers. I think it was the first one because he said Shia and Megan. So that was the first one. He said it was incredible watching him work because he would be at, location A or whatever it is, shooting and watching this. And he also would have location B, second AD in one ear, somebody else in this ear, and maybe in the vid. Like, he
That's
is
impressive.
able to do multi things and still clear. So I think, like, that's really, really impressive. So, like, I feel like he's just either is not interested or have been too busy.
Yeah, and that's very, very much an option to where he's just kind of like, I kind of want to do my own thing. And he has the sway and the power and the ability to do that.
Yeah.
So to go off and make his very own movie.
I was looking for this comment. Thank you so much to Debbie for putting that in the chat because we're talking about who is replacing Justin Lin for Fast 10. So I think they've already decided. I'm going to mess up this name. Louis Leterrier is directing Fast 10.
Okay.
So there you go. We already have a director.
So unfortunately, we probably won't be seeing Michael Bay then in a Fast directing.
This is the last one, maybe.
No, there's 10, and 10, it's going to be split into a two-parter. So this is going to be
X2.
So it's going to be X2, or X squared.
X squared.
I think that.
Oh my God! Please let it be X squared. I mean, it would just make me laugh. It'd be great.
Just a way to make it a little bit more, you know.
Yes.
It's kind of like, what is that? Naked Gun 33 1/3.
Yeah.
Naked Gun 2.5.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit more common. I mean, to give it a little bit more. Hey, you know what? We're not taking ourselves too seriously, but we're taking ourselves seriously where it counts. But yeah, I'm curious to see how Fast X comes out. But we've also got a lot of topics that we want to dive in today. What is going to be our first topic of the... Oh, actually, Wendy right now is putting a nice little, what is that called? A poll into the chat to see who would be interested in doing a meet and greet during Celebration.
Right.
That's actually...
The poll is in the chat. Let us know and we'll gauge. I think I saw a couple of people... okay, there it is. All right, and with that, we'll let you guys take the poll while we get into our first topic, which is Black Panther 2. Are we seeing it this year or not? This movie, unfortunately, had a bunch of delays. Some of it due to COVID. I mean, COVID pushed back a lot of films. This, unfortunately, was one of them. I believe some of the stars also contracted COVID, perhaps, and just... There was a lot of delays. We know why. We don't need to get into the details. But the Disney CEO, Bob Chapek himself, did confirm that it will indeed release later this year. So we were holding our breath about whether or not we were going to see Wakanda Forever this year. I think we can collectively
give a sigh of relief. Well, and they also did just finish production in March, I believe.
Yeah, that's really not that long ago.
March. So it seems like, yeah, I mean, they would have enough time to be able to put all of this in. And there was a big span of time, too, that they were all on hiatus with a big chunk of the movie that they could start editing and start putting pieces together while, what's her name?
Letitia Wright?
Letitia
Wright,
thank you. I wanted to say...
Shuri.
Yeah. But while she was actually out for an injury.
Yes.
So it makes a lot of sense that they would probably be able to get it out by the end of this year. And I think it actually has a release date of November.
That'd be great.
So it's going to be right around the corner. I'm excited to see how they handle Wakanda Forever. I am dying to see the storyline, the plot points, and of course, how they deal with the big the big missing hole in the whole thing, which is the missing of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, and here's a quote from one of the notes to cast and crew from Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios' Louis D'Esposito and Nate Moore, and they say, quote, "We are all focused on finishing the movie with excellence, honoring the memory of our dear brother Chadwick. In the process, we are thrilled to share Black Panther Wakanda Forever with the world, confident that the challenges we have overcome together as a team will make the film even more impactful." That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Great to hear. I am very hopeful that Chadwick's legacy will be carried on in this film, and also to see how they handle, like, I think that's one of the main questions, like, are they going to give us a new Black Panther, and if so, who's it going to be?
Yeah.
Who's it going to be?
How are you going to handle that storyline? I mean, there are a lot of different options, but they said that they weren't going to recast.
Correct.
However, that doesn't mean that they couldn't bring in a multiverse
is open.
situation, or if they're just going to stick with Shuri as the new Black Panther.
Yeah. So we will see about that. And previously, this film was supposed to be released July 8th this year, and now it is set to open in theaters November 11th. 2022. A lot of angel numbers in there. 11/11. So let's hope that's the date that it stays with, because remember, MCU, everything's connected, so when everything gets delayed or shifted or whatever, they have to make a lot of changes in order to keep the stories cohesive. So, but I think that's good news that we are going to get it this year nonetheless.
Yeah, and there's actually a comment in the chat.
Yes.
Alex Corey said, "I wouldn't mind a multiverse situation." Honestly, what are some of your guys' thoughts? How would you feel about different situations on how they would solve the problem of Chadwick Boseman not being with us anymore? Do you want to see them actually recast it? Do you want to see them bring in a different Black Panther that can be a different actor? Bring in a multiversal version of what's his name? Killmonger?
Okay.
I mean, honestly, there's got to be somewhere in the multiverse where Killmonger is actually a good person. To where, like, say, for example...
So not like What If.
Not like What If. But, say, for example, instead of him being left behind, if Killmonger was raised in Wakanda, and something happened to T'Challa, and then Killmonger became... the Black Panther, and then he still was raised in Wakanda, so he still has a good head on his shoulder and not this chip on his shoulder about wanting to pretty much take over the world.
Yeah, so I don't want to put any sort of my own expectations or theories in there too much, because it's gonna be hard to watch someone else wear the Black Panther costume.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard enough, I think, when we go in, that we know if there's any footage of Chadwick in that movie, it's going to be the footage that they've previously shot, obviously. So you're almost walking into a movie with a little bit of a heavy heart.
Yes.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, we do have a super chat, though, from Theodore Harris. Theodore.
Thank you so much, Theodore.
Thank you.
We also have... before we get to that one,
yes.
Black Banolala, thank you so much for your cute little fox sticker.
Is it like a little pointy? I think it's a Shiba Inu.
Or a Shiba Inu, whatever it is, it's super cute.
It's super cute. It's doing this.
On our way home.
My gosh, tell them about it. So we went to see Downton Abbey: A New Era this morning. It was a very early screening. It was 9 a.m. Our review is coming soon. But they also invited us to a high tea that followed.
So cool.
Which is why you probably saw on the Instagram post, we're a little fancy with our teacups. I haven't had high tea since like 2013. So it was a really nice treat. Thank you to Focus Feature and Ginsberry Libby for inviting us to the screening and the event. But anyways, we were driving home and Dustin goes, "Oh no," and I'm like, "Huh?"
And this is when you know there's something bad. You see someone like frantically running into the middle of the street, and there was a car that was stopped in like a 3 or 4 lane road,
pretty wide road,
and coming around the front of the car is this little Shibu Inu, and I'm like, oh no! Fortunately, there was like no cars behind me for a while, And so what I did was I stopped the car, put it in park, put the hazard lights, and I of course get out of my car to try and like stop the dog so the owner can get out and grab the dog. And I'm just like, come here, buddy. And the dog's like, And I'm just like, okay, maybe I can distract you while your owner comes up behind you.
Yeah.
And finally the dog did kind of go off onto the sidewalk.
Back onto the sidewalk.
So once that happened, I had a whole bunch of cars behind me, and I was like, okay, I gotta go.
So we had to go, right? We were stopping traffic.
And there's this moment where both of Wendy's in the car. She's like, Dustin, do this. And she's like, Dustin, sit down. And it shows how well Wendy has trained me. I immediately
Don't say that.
I'm like, oh,
how
okay.
Often have I don't tell you to sit down on a daily basis.
No.
You're literally taking it once in a life I've ever said this to you. And the reason why is because Dustin is 6'1", and to a little dog that was about roughly, would you say smaller than Navi, about the same size as Navi?
No, bigger.
Bigger than Navi?
Bigger than Navi.
But you're still bigger than it?
Yeah.
And with the owner chasing him and all the cars and everybody's kind of a little frantic, I was like, make yourself small, but the words wasn't going to come out as, make yourself small, it was, sit down!
So yeah, I sit down right in the middle of the road.
It worked, kind of.
Yeah, the dog kind of was like, huh, what are you... And then the owner was getting closer, and it was like, I'm getting away from you.
Yeah, I think it was also thinking like maybe it was playing a game. We were just worried that it was going to get into the other side of the street where traffic was going much faster.
Yeah.
So we were worried about that. So lesson learned, guys. Always have a leash on your dog because the person wasn't even carrying a leash.
Yeah.
Because if you had, you could have tried it, like around the neck and scoop back up, but he had no way of doing that. So no matter how good you think your dog's recall is, you can't control their surroundings and their reaction to that. So just keep a leash on your dog. And also, it's against the law in California anyways.
Yep, always have your dog on a leash.
You can be fined, apparently, for not leashing a dog. Okay.
Now we can go to
Theodore
Harris. Thank you so much for your super chat.
Oh, no.
Oh, did you lose it?
Here we go. Okay.
There we go.
Theodore writes, Marvel appears to be confident. Oh, that's good. That was me. I heard that the Avatar VFX crew actually worked with the Black Panther 2 crew on the CGI. Ooh. And they have been working on the VFX all through filming.
Nice. That's actually really, really encouraging.
Yes.
Because, we've seen the trailer for Avatar The Way of Water. And I'm like, this looks beautiful. We recently watched it again on a new TV that we got. And
review coming soon for that.
Mm-hmm. And it looks amazing. Something that I'm always been really excited about, whether you were a big fan of the story or not of the first Avatar, it was the special effects that blew everyone's mind. And it really does seem like James Cameron is going to be on that path again of just taking the next big leap into special effects, CGI, and VFX. Mm-hmm. Technology. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited to see what we get for it. And I'm not too turned off by the whole idea of having it be in 3D.
No, after watching it in the theater with 3D glasses on, I was like, you know what? I was wrong about my personal opinion about 3Ds. But also this film with James Cameron in the lead, I think he's all about that technology. So I think that is going to be the way it is meant to be seen, and that's the way hopefully we will get to see it. What was another thing I was going to say? I don't remember. So we're going to go ahead and move on. Before we get into the next topic, Marvin, yes?
Yeah, that was to say, I'm sorry, go ahead and take care of Marvin Martin. I'm taking care of the spam.
Thank you. Oh, God, again? Okay. Marvin Martin, thank you so much for your super chat. Multiverse, Gimme Brood, and Space Whales already.
Oh, the Brood.
The Space Whales.
The Brood. Oh, the Brood are brutal.
I don't know the Brood.
The Brood are aliens that it's kind of like Aliens, where they kind of implant their eggs inside of you, but they end up transforming your body into the alien. Instead of like a chest burster, you actually kind of turn into the Brood, the next generation of Brood.
Interesting.
And yeah, they're pretty. I'm really interested to see them, the MCU version of that.
Interesting.
And how they do it.
Very, very interesting.
So, but yeah, the Brood is one of there. I want to see the Phalanx. on there. That's a really good storyline. But of course, first we got to get X-Men.
Yeah,
And,
I know.
Someone did say earlier in the chat when I was just scrolling through. Aha! Excellent. Biffer the Hobbit. I would make X-Men Storm the new leader of Wakanda. I would love to see that
She's
too.
People are having theories that she's going to show up in the movie.
One of the actresses that that they recently cast in an unspecified role. I'm sitting here going, she looks like Storm. She really does look like Aurora. I always get her name wrong. I apologize.
I'm gonna say it wrong, so I'm not gonna say it.
But yeah, I would love to see that. But the thing is, though, I'm really curious to see where the heck are they going to introduce X-Men. But we do know from the article that we read that they are going to have Riri Williams in there. They already have a pretty stacked cast of characters to focus on characters to talk about and build and grow, because we know Riri is going to get her own Ironheart series soon, or at least within the next year or so.
It's coming.
So we know that's going to be built up.
Yeah.
I was right. Okay, cool. Aurora Monroe.
Oh my
gosh. I was like
Monroe.
I was like, I didn't want to say because I wasn't 100% sure of the name, but I
Thank
would
you for
love to
tidbit.
see that.
Yes.
I would love to see her be the queen of Wakanda.
The queen of space.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. We were playing Mario Party last night, and I was like, Adam Lashley saying, Queen of Space.
I'm the Queen of Space.
Debbie also put this comment in the chat here, says, I think with the movement of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man and the of Ant-Man and the Marvels swapping dates, I think these next few movies, including Black Panther and Thor, there's a multiverse connection. Potentially, possibly.
Very possible. Either a multiverse connection or a quantum realm connection. I'm just so excited for everything Marvel now. Anything that's coming out in Marvel, ever since Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness just kind of busted up the possibilities of what we can see. I'm not going to say any spoilers, but with what we saw in that movie, we saw that, anything's possible. And they could do whatever they want. And they can introduce any characters that they want. Yeah. So, I'm excited.
Yes. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. But before we do, what is it? What is it now?
Debbie going, quantum whales. Because of quantum realms. It's almost fun in the multiverse of madness.
Stop it. Stop it.
But yeah, so moving on to our next topic before we end up having a 3-hour long.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we gotta play D&D later with Roka and late to the party. We gotta go.
Yep.
But before we do want to talk a little bit about Liquid IV, because today's a hot day, because we like them. We think you guys are liking them. So do a little quick on-air demo. So these are the flavors we have left. I'm gonna take a watermelon. You guys have seen this before. And what's really cool is that they use the CTT technology, which means it helps your body absorb water twice as fast than just drinking normal water, and it tastes good. Sometimes you don't want to drink water, not because you don't need it, because there is, it's just essentially no taste. I, for one, I prefer, bubbly things.
Yeah.
But I can't just be drinking soda all day, so I drink sparkling water, but somehow I don't ever feel super hydrated by that, because I'm probably not. So this has been a blessing. I am gonna go with my fave, which is the watermelon. I'll do a little live demo for you guys to see how quickly a Liquid IV would dissolve in your water bottle while you're on the go. So I've got my water bottle filled up here to the brim. This is the 16-ounce bottle that I have, and for one of these sleeves, you would just add it to at least 16 ounces of water. You can do obviously a little bit more if you feel like the flavoring is a little...
I actually do a lot more because I actually like having a little bit of flavor in my water. And, I mean, you can never get in trouble for drinking more water unless, there's not a bathroom nearby. But, yeah, this is a 32-ounce. I put some ice in there, throw water in there, throw in my pack of Liquid IV, and it's good. It lasts me most of the day, and I like it. It's great. It fits me perfectly.
Yes. Today it is very hot. It is right now currently in LA. Come on, show me. Show me. 96 oh,
So it's gonna
96 degrees.
Oh no, it is the hottest time of the day. So yeah, it is
Fun.
96 degrees today in LA. So everyone who's in LA,
Hydrate, stay
hydrate,
indoors.
stay indoors, stay in the shade.
Yes.
Don't go outside if you
Don't
don't
exercise.
need to.
Don't do anything. Just lay in bed and stay still.
Ice pack.
So this is one of the packets. My favorite flavor is so far. I mean, they're all good, but watermelon
We've
has a
also heard the
special
cotton candy
place
was really
in
good, but we
my
can't
heart.
get that anymore.
Yes. So you basically just rip it open. If you don't have scissors, don't worry about it. Just like that. And then, you know that?
Nope.
You're going to go ahead and it will spill next to electrical equipment. Dustin's going to pour it in. I had ice in this at the beginning, and now there's no ice. That's how quickly it all melted. So you see it going in,
Dun, dun, dun,
and
dun.
then I just close it up, and I give it a quick shake. And your water will, get a little cloudy because of the mixture. And then give it a good shake. If you are shaking a glass bottle, be careful to not clink it on
Shake it
anything.
like a Polaroid picture.
All right, and then you just take a swig, and you can stay hydrated all day.
And you're good to go.
So good. Refreshing. So if you're interested in trying Liquid IV out for yourself, our code, the movie couple is right there. That will give you guys 25% off plus free shipping, which is the best part, in my opinion.
Yes.
I love a good free shipping. And you can build your own bundles. You can get a water bottle if you want to. You can get a hat. You can get like merch if you want merch. So there you have it. And they have tons of different flavors. They have one that has like a little sleep, like melatonin in it. They have one that's good for energy, and then they have one that has like immunity building.
The next one we're getting is actually the energy one.
I'm very excited.
And I can't wait for that one because hopefully
We could have used that today.
That's what I'm hoping to be able to start canceling out my coffee. Because I drink probably a little too much coffee.
I think that's me every other month. I'm like, I'm having too much coffee. Okay, moving on.
On to our next topic of the day.
Into the unknown. All right. Let's talk about Godzilla vs. Kong 2. So the first piece of news that we've heard since the second part was going to happen is the casting. And we just heard about this, I think, literally a day ago. And the first casting announcement for Godzilla 2, or any news, I guess, out of Godzilla 2, is they've cast Dan Stevens.
Yep, the Beast himself.
Oh my gosh.
So that means we will have 3 monsters in this Godzilla versus King Kong and the Beast.
Yes, so it is said that this is obviously the first casting announcement for the sequel. The movie is set to start production this summer in Australia, and this basically reunites Dan Stevens and Adam Wingard as they work together first on The Guest, and now they will get to work on this one together. So I feel like it was a good time in the theaters for Godzilla vs. Kong, seeing the two kaijus fight.
Yeah.
You know, there are some things that we can pick at. Obviously, you guys can go and watch our review. But curious about what they're gonna do next. More kaijus.
Well,
Are
we
they
still
back?
have quite a huge amount of different kaijus and monsters and history and different backstory to have with all the different creatures that are in the Godzilla universe.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you don't go to these movies for the incredible plot depth or the amazing acting and script writing. You go there to see giant monsters punch each other in the face. One of my favorite parts is still what we saw in the trailer, where King Kong just goes flying through the air and just punches Godzilla right in the face.
Yeah.
So, and
Are we gonna get to see more of that? Where King Kong came from?
Yeah. What is it called? The underworld?
Under something. It's been a minute.
Yeah. But I'm also oh shoot, I had a thought and now my thought is gone. So yeah, with King Kong punching. Oh, but yeah, we still have all the other monsters that they haven't introduced.
Mm-hmm.
We still have that's what it was, Mecha Godzilla. Even though Mecha Godzilla did get destroyed, that doesn't mean you can't rebuild him.
Yeah.
So I would love to see Mechagodzilla play more than just the end boss.
Yes.
In the movie, to where he's actually kind of wreaking havoc or he's actually doing some damage. trying to take over the world.
Trying to take over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be even bigger than the first one. That's what I would like. Oh gosh, I'm sorry for the spams, you guys.
I went through and already got them.
I'm so sorry.
But yikes, they are aggressive today.
Yeah.
Just going at it.
Yep.
But yeah, so we've got our first casting announcement for it. And he's a good actor. You know, he's done a lot of stuff. If I'm not mistaken, he was also nominated for an Academy Award, wasn't he? Didn't he get nominated for
Stevens?
some? Yeah.
I believe so. Let's do a quick Google because Google was free.
Google is free. So, I mean, it's always nice to hear when they're hiring talent.
Yes.
You know, when you add good talent to a production, that's always good news for a production.
It's always good news unless you're a Firestarter. It's got a really good cast, but apparently I haven't seen it, but apparently both critics and audience alike are not liking it. Which is unfortunate because I think the cast is really great.
From what I haven't checked recently, but I've heard that Morbius has gotten better reviews than Firestarter.
Okay, he has won, Dan Stevens, the Blood Guts UK Horror Award for The Guest. He was nominated for the Critics' Choice Super Award for The Rental. He won for Detroit Film Critics Society Breakthrough Artist. He won for Legion. Makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For The Rental.
Oh,
that's kind of what I could find.
Okay, so he hasn't won like an Oscar. I thought he won like an Oscar award. Or at least he was like, I thought he was like nominated for something.
Not that I can find here. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Dustin, are you able to take us into the next topic, or do you need me to do it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was taking care of some spam. But if you can bring up the next one. So yes, the next topic that we're going to be talking about is the sad news that Bullet Train is being delayed once again. Apparently, this another delay has hit the Brad Pitt's starring action film Bullet Train, which will now be put into theaters on August 5th, a week after the previously announced release date of July 29th.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it just because, one, we talked about the cast, and it just seems like a fun premise.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it is being delayed. So it has suffered, like you mentioned, a bunch of delays in the past. It was scheduled to release already. If it hadn't been delayed, it would have been now April 2022 of this year. Obviously, we're in May, so that didn't happen. So it got pushed back to July 15th, and now it is, it looks like it's going to be released August 5th. You know what, though? That means they're aiming for, like, that summertime blockbuster. So it may not necessarily be a bad thing. Mm-hmm. It may not necessarily be a bad thing.
It could be the fact that they actually have really good hopes for the movie. That they're actually going, you know, we've got a really good movie on our hands, and this is probably going to be a really good summer blockbuster flick. Yeah. Because they didn't give any specific detail on why the movie was actually being delayed. Mm-hmm. And also, it's not being delayed by that much. No. It's being delayed from July to August.
Yes.
So just a few weeks or so. Mm-hmm. So it could give them a little bit, like they're trying to go for that end of summer catch.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we do have to wait an extra week to watch Brad Pitt in Bullet Train.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of movie news update for you if you are looking forward to Bullet Train, but nonetheless, it will be out this year, so have no fear. Let's go ahead and move on to this next piece of news. I'm super excited about it. We know that Dune Part Two is greenlit, it is moving forward. I can't wait to see what epicness Denis Villeneuve and Hans Zimmer is going to bring to more.
Sorry, anytime we say Hans Zimmer on this show,
So we know that previously there was announced that Florence Pugh has been added to the cast, as well as Austin Butler, who is starring as Elvis in the upcoming film. Elvis. But it looks like we have found our Emperor Shaddam. I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. The fourth?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The Emperor will be played by the one and only Christopher Walken.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more sandworm.
I was gonna say cowbells
and more, but no,
more
we're gonna have Christopher Walken himself playing the Emperor in Dune, which I'm excited for because I have to admit, if I'm not mistaken, I'm honestly not that familiar with Dune. All I've really seen is the newest version of it, and I think I saw the old version many years ago when I was a kid, and I was like, this is so weird. So I'm excited to see what Christopher Walken brings to this role, and we've already got a huge star-studded cast.
Yes.
In Dune, and even though a lot of the cast that was in the first.
It's kind of like House Stark. It's like you want
House Stark.
It's kind of like you want to root for the Atreides, and then you get attached to certain characters, and you're like, oh no. And that's kind of what happens. But the Emperor that Christopher Walken will be playing was mentioned plenty of times already in the first Dune movie. We just haven't really had a face to go with the name. That's because they haven't cast yet. But know that he will definitely be playing a big part, I think, in Part 2. Looking forward to it.
It makes me want to go back and watch Dune again.
Yeah.
Because I had such an awesome time in the theaters watching this story, to see this deep, it's such a rich world that they've created for Dune. That the original writer wrote for it. The story of betrayal, the story of the different space families. It's very much a sci-fi fantasy, and I love I love those kind of stories.
Yeah. The movie blew me away. I remember, you guys have heard me say this plenty of times. Sitting down to watch Dune, and when I first watched the film, I hadn't read the book, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna understand it. What if I get lost? And then I remember it's sci-fi, and with sci-fi, sometimes you just have to stick with it, and everything makes sense at the end, and it really, really did. So don't be afraid of all these terminologies that you hear that are being used. You will come to understand what they mean, because the movie did a really, really good job at explaining a lot of the things. So I can't wait to see Dune Part 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, we will get more of Zendaya in the movie as well, because I really thought she was going to be in it a lot more. And she was, but there wasn't too much dialogue because she was more in his dreams and visions.
Yeah.
Until towards the end. Anyways, I won't give you guys spoilers.
If I'm not mistaken, somewhere in the article, it did mention that they will be doing a spin-off series on Dune. Now, what they actually said, I don't think they actually mentioned any of the details about the series, or maybe they did a very small mention of where it takes place, what time era, because I would love to see just more and more footage, more and more of this world.
Series in development focused on the Secret Sisterhood.
That's what it was.
The Bene Gesserit, however they say it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd watch that. I'd watch that 100%. Okay, count me in. Is Denis Villeneuve going to have a hand in that as well? Mm-hmm. I hope so.
I hope so. That would be.
You said but I think you're not sure.
I'm not sure, but I'm with you on that. That I would love to see that.
I see. Okay, should we move on? It is 3:41.
Yep. Because we want to get into this. We have two more little topics here that we want to jump into.
Okay, this topic I put in really specifically for me. Do you guys remember the movie A Simple Favor starring Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively? It's a fun watch. I had a lot more fun with it than I expected. And now they're doing a sequel, which is interesting, with Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively attached. This is going to be in development at Amazon Studios. So I don't know if this means we're going to do another theatrical release. I would like to think so. Because the movie was so fun. So apparently we will see Paul Feig and screenwriter Jessica Schwartzer coming back to work on this movie as well. The dynamic between Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick is their dynamic is so good, and it's some of the most like fun acting that I've seen.
Oh.
You haven't seen it.
I actually have not seen it.
It's a great watch.
So it now makes me interested. Seeing how the movie did get a sequel, you're always interested on movies that you did not see that get sequels. You're like, huh, okay. So there's obviously something about this that one, people liked. One, it was successful enough to actually get a sequel. So, okay, maybe now I'll devote some time into seeing
I wonder
this.
where they're going to go with it. I believe this is kind of follows a book. I don't know if it's a book of the same name, but if it's like anything inspired by that story. So like maybe where the film ended wasn't where the book ended. So they're able to go on, or they can do a Big Little Lies situation and go past the end of the book, and then they go on to the story that technically doesn't really exist within the books, but they could do that way too. So I don't know, but I will happily watch those two back on screen together again. It's a sexy film too, and I don't mean this like they have like, I mean there are some of those bedroom scenes, but just like these. You have to watch it. It's so good. All right, moving on to our final topic. Quick run through of this. We're all excited for Loki season 2. It is coming back.
Yes.
They're going to start filming in June.
They're starting really soon. Ever since the first season of Loki aired, I have been dying for season 2. You know, burdened with glorious purpose, and the fact that Tom Hiddleston's in it. I love the fact that we are just going to be getting more Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Yeah. You know, I would never turn that down. Even in Thor: The Dark World, I enjoyed watching Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Yes. I enjoyed his character. I enjoyed the God of Mischief. So just to get more of it, and also to get more of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Because this is technically the show that really kicked it off.
Yeah, even Feige said in regards to like us finally seeing, you know, us crossing dimensions and universes, sorry, not dimensions, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. He's like, oh, we saw it all start with Loki, and I'm like, yes. So that was a very fun show to watch. I would also like to know if Mobius is finally going to get that jet ski or not. Are we going to see him on the jet ski or not? Is this happening?
I think in season 2, I think that would be really fun.
Just start it off.
If that's what you see, is Morbius on a jet ski.
That would be so funny. That would be great. So, I know for a lot of the times these Marvel shows don't really get a second season. Obviously, WandaVision is a single series, limited series. Hawkeye, limited series. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, seemingly just one season, because then we are going to get the Captain America movie with Sam Wilson, which is very exciting. And the one that I think we're a little iffy about, it's kind of unclear because they're playing with their wording here of whether or not we're going to get a second season, or it could just stay a limited series. I think is Moon Knight. Yeah, that's the one that we're not sure about.
That's the one I really want to see a season 2 for, or at least see him. I want Moon Knight to make another appearance somewhere. Yeah. Whether especially the fact that you got Oscar Isaac.
I know.
I want to see him in.
You know he's not going to be in. Oh, I can't say just in case people haven't seen Dune Part 1.
Oh,
I guess I kind of just said it.
Whether or not we're going to see him in Werewolf by Night. Whether or not we're going to see him in some of the stuff that they might bring Daredevil in. Yeah. Because Moon Knight is very much a street level superhero. He fights criminals. He goes up, he teams up with Daredevil and the Defenders a lot. So I'm really curious to see what they do with Moon Knight. And I mean, the MCU is now starting to get packed to where you need all of these different stories going on at the same time. You know, you have Doctor Strange going off into the multiverse. You have Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor going off into the space. You have all of the superheroes here on Earth. Mm-hmm. So maybe Well, I can't wait to see where Moon Knight pops in, where he belongs, because we still have Blade and Black Knight coming in somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also a certain somebody that we met in the Eternals that got in post credit scene.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That is probably going to tie into Blade somehow. So I like to see how that comes together.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this? Bryce LK says, I can't hear anything related to Timothée Chalamet without hearing Jamalani shouting, I am 6 feet, I am taller than the boy. You said Timothée Chalamet was 6'1", he's 5'11". What? Where is that from? I've never heard that before.
I actually cannot now think of Timothée Chalamet now without thinking of that one line from Don't Look Up, where he's like, I love fingerling potatoes. There's an expletive in there.
Dude, he's so funny in that movie. He is playing in a role that I guess when I think Timothée Chalamet, I think dramatic period.
Yeah.
You know, and he's playing the very opposite of that in Don't Look Up. He's
just playing like a stoner
I literally
dude.
forgot he was in that movie. Oh my god. And he's in a lot too. Man, that's funny. I really like him as Paul Atreides. All right. Some of the other comments here. Alex Corey says, I hope we get Ghost Rider back. He seems intriguing.
We still need...
I'm sure that's in the plan, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to plan slowly but surely to bring in every single Marvel superhero ever, because it's more material for them to use. It widens the MCU. It allows them to go in different directions. More product to sell, in a sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, sooner or later we're going to see Ghost Rider. We know that Fantastic Four is being made because they've already announced it. So, here's to everything in the MCU just blowing up, being all over the place.
And enjoy the movies as we get them.
Honestly, that is one reason why I'm a little bummed that Disney did buy out Fox, is the fact that if Fox ever was able to kind of get their act together with all of their Marvel properties, we could have been getting a whole bunch of Disney Marvel properties films and Fox films and Sony Spider-Verse films.
But here's the thing, and I get it, because they were working on, we got like so many different iterations of X-Men, but they haven't been, some have been good. A lot of them haven't been good. So it's like, I don't want them to keep remaking it because it bombed every single time and keep remaking it. Just make a really solid good one with a solid cast that's going to stay with the film, and let's just like, you know, have them carry us through the next whatever phases of Marvel. Like, it's like, it's not even the same of like watching different iterations of Batman. Like, I am okay with that, but it was exhausting. It's like the only person I really wanted to carry over is like from the X-Men is obviously Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but even then I don't think we're gonna get that. Professor X, Magneto, but you know, these gentlemen, they are getting up in the age. Ian McKellen, Sir Patrick Stewart. Like, I would love to see the both of them a few more times with the X-Men. I think we could if they go the multiverse route. So, you know, later on down the line, a few years later, like if they're not able to continue acting, then we can kind of switch gears. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Yeah, see, Black Bonalana says Dark Phoenix was not good.
No,
I had high hopes for that. I really like Sophie Turner, and I think she does look great as Jean Grey.
Yeah.
I really liked her in Game of Thrones, and like, had it been a better script, I think I wouldn't have. I don't mind seeing her as Phoenix, as Jean Grey, but
yeah.
The story wasn't.
And honestly, when they announced saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do the Dark Phoenix," I was like, "Oh no," because it is a hard story to be able to pull off. Because a lot of times, what we've seen in the past is that they kind of want to try and cut corners. They don't want to go into the whole Shi'ar Empire, where the crystal is being held, and I would love for them to do well. We're going to find out.
Yeah,
we're
going
to find out if Disney's going to try to bite off this huge
They've been talking about it ever since you don't think that was the first thing off Kevin Feige's mind when they acquired Fox.
It's like, how are we going to do X-Men?
He is a comic book lover. I do want to read out this comment from CJ Rebirth. Logan and Days of Future Past were the last good X-Men movies. Days of Future Past I really liked. Logan, obviously, we love.
You're not going to hear any argument from me.
Yeah.
But that's why I was like, if Fox and Sony were able, I guess that's the big quotes there.
Yeah.
Is if they were able to get them together.
Yeah.
And let's say, for example, Fox and Sony were kind of able to find their Kevin Feige. Mm-hmm. And be able to have this huge storyline. I mean, X-Men, they could have just as many movies as Marvel does with just the X-Men universe.
Yes.
Because there's so many characters and storylines just within that world alone that I think would be amazing.
Yeah.
To be able to tell. And, you could probably, not as much because Spider-Man is so by himself. He does have a nice repertoire of villains, but then you're able to get into the Spider-Verse. But, I'd say that would be the most limited one to make their own cinematic universe with. But I just want more. I cannot have enough.
Just give them time to iron out all the wrinkles and deliver us a good storyline and movie. What are you laughing at?
Star Drew, Wolverine Origins is the worst. That movie was so bad.
Oh no!
That's the one
I forgot about that one.
Where they took the merc with a mouth and sealed his mouth. Are you kidding me? I'm like,
terrible.
I came out of that movie so mad.
Terrible.
I'm like, what have you done?
Yes. Reamer Bulldog says Captain America: Civil War is the greatest comic book movie of all time. It's up there, man. That's a fantastic movie.
Civil War and Winter Soldier are both just awesome.
There's times when you're just sitting back in the theater and all of a sudden you're like, God, this is fantastic. Like, that's one of the movies that I feel like I've leaned back and said, this is fantastic.
And you kind of forget, oh yeah, that's right, this is a comic book movie. Yeah. You're like, no, this is just an amazing movie, period.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, you guys. Well, Star just says X-Men 3 is a really bad thing.
X-Men 3 was also really bad.
What was that one?
X-Men 3, what was the title of that one?
Who was it?
That was the one where they tried to do a version of the Dark Phoenix with Jean Grey. And spoiler alert, just in case, but there's that scene where Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, is trying to walk up to Jean Grey and she's like blasting away his skin.
Yeah.
And then finally he gets up to her and kills her.
Jabs her.
And jabs her. With his spiky claws.
My memory does not recall.
The Last Stand.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
See, that's how bad it is the fact that my brain was like, no, we're not wasting brain space on the name of that movie.
Thank you to Sonic Boom and to Debbie for putting that in there. Gosh. Oh, and Ricardo as well.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and Ruru too. All of you guys.
A lot of you guys got it really
This is why we don't do trivia, because our recalls are that bad. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Before we go, 73% of you says that you would be down to come to a movie couple meetup. And I think we're going to talk about it with a couple of other content creators that we have in mind. Maybe we do a combined a combined meetup, somewhere downtown Disney. So again, if you can't get into the Disney parks because it's expensive AF, if you can't get into Star Wars Celebration, because that could also be expensive, no worries. You can just come to downtown Disney for an hour or two and hang out with us. And we'll take pictures, we'll talk about movies. It'll be fun. All right, so stay tuned to that. And I think I saw another person who said this. It may have been CJ Rebirth, but I don't remember who. Let me just scroll up just a bit. This is why we do things live. Oh no.
Uh-oh. What?
I don't see it. The comment.
What comment were you looking for? I'm sorry.
Something about a podcast.
Oh. Yeah, but we were talking about transferring our live streams to a podcast.
I can't find it anymore. But yeah, there's we've been talking about it. It would be easy to do. I just have to actually do it on top of all the other things that we do here. But you know, it's really more of like I just got to do it. So
just do it.
Just do it. And I think before we do that, I think maybe we can put the episode with me, you, and Warren from Cosmic Wonder up as a podcast. This is so when people, like, I understand people don't want to have YouTube open all the time. You just want to open your, whether it's Apple Podcast or Spotify or any other, you know, podcast platforms that you listen on. Like, it's much easier if you're driving to and from work, or if you're at work, you want to listen. Like, I get it, as opposed to, like, you having a YouTube page open. I totally get that. So, something that we've been thinking about. We actually were talking to Warren about it. Anyways, any announcements, it will be in the Discord. And with that, I think I'm going to do it via the phone because it'll work a little bit faster.
Yeah, you can always check us out on Discord. Most of the time, if we have any announcements or if we're going to be late like we were today, you will get those announcements a lot faster and a lot quicker on Discord. We also have a lot of great discussions going on up there. Do be careful. We do have some spoiler talks going on. So if you have not been caught up with certain shows or certain movies, that we will put spoiler channels in there. Make sure to mute those before everyone starts throwing in all of their spoiler discussions in there.
There you go. All right, the link to Discord is in the chat. Grab it if you want to hang out in our.
Join us.
If you want to be a part of our Movie Bunch community. Couple of housekeeping rules. Be respectful to others. Be kind. Do not use any sort of hateful language, hateful comments, no homophobia, no harassing people, none of that. If you want to disagree on a film, you just agree to disagree, and then you can walk away. Because at the end of the day, we are all passionate about movies and TV shows and our fandoms, and that's what should be uniting us, not over just differences of an opinion over something that somebody may enjoy more or less than you. Like, that really is not the main
We're here to share
thing.
Our passion, not crush each other's passion.
All right, you guys. We love you. We're gonna... Okay? You okay there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hot. My brain's fried.
Yeah.
It's time to go drink some more water and
give
somehow
our brain
cool down.
a break and organize our home a little bit for the D&D game that we're gonna, a private D&D game that we're gonna play. All right, we love you guys so much. We will see you Wednesday. Wait, no.
Oh, is it?
Can we?
Are we able to do this Wednesday?
Hold on, let's check.
I don't know. No, wait, no, that's not what I want you to do. Oh, here
No, we're fine.
Oh, we're good this Wednesday?
We will see you on Wednesday.
But next Saturday, we will probably be starting a little early. Wendy and I do have an event to get to that day later in the afternoon. So thank you all so much for joining. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
And send love to Navi.
And send love to Navi. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Where's that from?
It's...